Hey there, Puentistas. I've got week 2 with an overview video for you to help you get a handle on what's coming up. Once again, welcome to the course. We've got some really fun stuff coming up too, but also stuff that I think is going to help make you a better writer and better able to do all the writing that you need to do in college and in your workplaces. So jumping here on the week 2 module, you'll notice that up at the top, we've got our objectives. We've got the overview video. That's what you're watching right now. I don't have it on student view. I always forget to do that. So let's not belabor that too much. I'll just make those published too. Now, if we look at the week 2 overview, I don't know why there's another 2 at the end. It's a mystery to me. Let's not worry about it. You'll notice that we've got my objectives at the top. In other words, what are the goals for this week's work and how it's going to help you out. And here is the weekly schedule. Now notice we've got stuff due on Tuesday because Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and I think it's important to not schedule stuff on those dates. Anyway, I know people can work around it, but it just seems like the right thing to do. If you've got a different position on it, let me know. So anyway, you've got the over video to watch. That's this right here that you're watching right now. You also have to read and view Understanding Poems Better, the SIFT method. Then you're going to preview and read and annotate Martin Espada's My Name is Espada. It's on pages 2221, 2222 in our anthology. If you don't have it yet, I do have it as a Word document here. Also, you're going to post your comment on discussion 2 by Tuesday, 11:59 p.m. Coming up Thursday, what you need to have ready before class is 2 replies on 2 different comments by 11:59 p.m. So that's the deal with that. Let's see if I can jump back here. I usually try to open things in new windows, and it's going really slow. Come on, gonna give it to me? All right, back to week 2. Why'd you do that to me? Okay. So, I didn't want to do that. All right. And we've got 2 of these. We'll do this. Of course, the ones that I asked for, they're already. So, I've given you a way to understand poetry. Remember, we're going to be looking at a lot of important Latinx American writers here and how they relate their experience to the other cultures around them. And there is some poetry in there, and I know sometimes poetry gives people the fear. I don't want anybody to have any miedo while we're reading it. What's more important is for people to just have a system for approaching it. Like all our knowledge about something is partial, and poetry is part of that too. If you think about it more like song lyrics, sometimes that makes it less intimidating. And I'm going to tell you, I never feel like I've got full understanding of a poem. I feel like there's always something else just out of reach a little bit here. So don't feel like it's an on and off switch. I don't get it, I get it. It's more like lots of different shades of gray in between. And I've given you a bunch of steps here that will help you out. Reading the poem out loud, I think, is really important. It keeps you from like just blasting over those lines, which is really easy to do if you're reading silently. Don't stop if you don't understand meanings or words. You're just like going through that whole routine from beginning to end. Second time, pause and look up words you don't know. Put a quick definition in the margin. There might be a few in here too, but I think in general, no. But it's a very visually rich poem. So there's a lot of imagery in it here, and that's where SIFT comes in. You know, looking at these different elements will help you think about it. The symbols. Now, espada means sword, and the sword becomes a symbol for lots of different things that have to do with Mexican culture, Latinx culture versus Spanish from Spain culture. and the role of colonialism and imperialism. So I think it's really important to think about. And there's imagery, and we'll see a bit of that too, using those five senses to make you think about how something feels or smells or sounds. And then your figurative language, like your similes and your metaphors, themes, which means like big ideas that are being explored or talked about in it. Now, in general literature, people don't come out and say, I am exploring this theme. But you got to think about what are the ideas or what are the elements that keep coming up again and again that's about, life. Um, Finally, the tone, that's like the emotional or mental attitude or dimension, in other words. Um, does the writing convey a sense of happiness, sadness, jealousy, longing, vengefulness? All of those are powerful emotions, but it can also be like a mental attitude: thoughtful, careless, um, exacting, so many different things. So keep that in mind. I've also got a video here of another teacher explaining it too. So sometimes, you want to hear it in slightly different words. I don't like his definition of theme very much, but it's good enough for us. Now, if you notice, I've got a picture of Martina Spada up here. Sometimes my students say, that dude looks so familiar. He looks like my Tio. Okay, great. That's cool. Um, And here's the poem. It's a Word document, I believe. Maybe I changed it to PDF. I did change it to PDF. Again, downloading it, I think, is a great idea. If you want to convert it to a Word document, so you can highlight on it, and use the review function to write in the margins, I think that's a great idea. A great idea. El Caribe. A lot of you probably already know that means Caribbean, like that whole area of the islands that Columbus explored and the other Spanish merchants and explorers. Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, Puerto Rico, etc., and so on. So it's an interesting and fun poem, and it's all about him relating Espada, the sword, to himself because it's his name. So once you got that going on, then you can move to your discussion. What's in your name? I don't know if you can hear. My two kids are out there and they're blowing chunks playing. Uh, I think they're doing Uncharted right now, but they're just getting creamed at it too. So they're having a good time. So in the discussion, I'm going to be asking you to answer these questions. First of all, read My Name is Espada. Also, make sure you do the SIFT materials, how to read a poem, and then respond to this prompt. Tell me about your name. What is its literal meaning? Do you connect that meaning with the way Martin Espada connects with his? Does it fit you or not? Does it have special meaning in your family or culture? Do you connect with that special meaning or not? What questions do you have about how Espada talks about his name? Now, Espada goes into really deep history on his. Now, maybe you feel like, I don't know how to relate mine to, what's going on in the world or the global history, etc. That's okay. But you know what? If you're not even sure what your name means, Google it, and take the most, what you think is official response. Even Wikipedia is fine for this too. And I did a little quick one about my name, which is not from the Spanish language. It's from the Irish language, Irish Gaelic, which is not really related to English very much. But I talk about mine here and how it relates to me and my family, how it relates to my personality and my relationship to my family, but also how it relates to, Irish culture. My middle name is Patrick. So everybody thinks about St. Patrick's Day, which for a lot of people just means drinking green beer and losing control. And I don't get it. I don't get that part of it. like, some holidays, it just seems like it's an excuse to get drunk and do stupid things out in public. Sometimes Cinco de Mayo gets portrayed that way. I, Again, not always, but it's just kind of strange to me. Anyway, and you've got your due dates here and all this, and you can go ahead and watch this video if you're not sure how to make your discussions. Finally, the very last thing we've got going on in here is Essay 1, Justifying an Evaluation. I talked a little bit about this already. Again, this class is all about being able to persuade people through writing and how to be able to talk about how people are trying to use persuasion in their writing. And that's done through critical thinking. So we're going back to a format that we had some practice with in 1A, but it is all about arguing. And again, we're going to be looking at a film, and we did this for the Latino Americans, but this one's going to be different in that, I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be not a straight documentary, but a nonfiction recreation of a real event, kind of interspliced with interviews and discussions from the real people. So in other words, real people every now and then are going to come up and say, I did this, my name is so and so, and this is what happened. And then they go to a recreation. And this is a really popular, format now. You see it a lot on like those true crime shows, or like, I don't even know what the names of them are. I don't really watch them, Mm, my girlfriend was an axe murderer or whatever, and then, they say, I had no idea. She's like a really nice person, We met at, my favorite boba place and da 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 da. And then they go into recreation with the music, right? Whatever. But this one's not cheesy at all, and it's a really interesting topic, so I think you'll like it. Um, that's all I really have for this week. It's a little bit shorter. I hope everybody's enjoying the 3-day weekend so far. And if you got any questions, of course, feel free to hit me up, especially on the weekends. Remind and Canvas are your best shots. Things get lost in chaffey.edu email, because I got a lot going on in there. Anyway, hope you're doing all well. Reach out to me if you got any questions. Thanks a lot for watching.